So I'm just like, but from what I've seen, it's not too bad. I just, like I said, I have trouble, so I'm always missing something going on.
I was also pretty excited. Queen of the South came back this week.
I I tried watching that before. I just never really got into it.
Oh, it starts slow. Like honestly, like the first half of the first season is annoyingly slow. But once you get into it, oh man, it's so good. So good.
I've
And
been
then like the Mayans came back recently. Season 3 of that.
I never finished the first season of that.
Oh,
Um,
it's good too.
what was it? I just finished. There was a show on Showtime that came out 2 years ago. Oh, what the heck's the name of it? I can't think of the name, but Russell Crowe's in it. He played the guy Richard Ailes that used to run
Oh
Fox
yeah,
News.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I wanted to watch it, and then it's like I saw the first episode, and then we got rid of our cable, and none of the stuff that I've had since then had it on there. But the
Yeah.
new program I use, Cat and Mouse, or no, that didn't have it on there either. But
Did
I
you,
was
did you
watching
find a
Ray
new
Donovan,
program?
huh?
Did you find a new program?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for TV shows, it was pretty good. But
What's it
I was
called?
watching Ray. It's like Cat Mouse or Mouse Cat, something like that.
Get the name and give it to me.
All right. Um,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, that's okay. And I was watching Ray Donovan because I didn't get to see the last like season and a half of Ray Donovan. So it's like I'm started on the last season, and there was an episode missing. Like it had it. It was like episode 2, and I clicked on it, and it's like it had like 3 or 4, and I clicked on all. I went through each one, and it was just a totally different show. So I'm like, I can't finish watching the season, and then not know what goes on here. So it's like through Amazon as like free 7-day trial of Showtime. So I was like, all right, that's enough time. I'll finish it this weekend anyways. So I sat there and I got it, and then I finished Ray Donovan, and then I look it up because I'm like, when's the new season? And it's like they canceled it. I was like, who the fuck cancels it? And I guess like Showtime canceled it, and there was such an outrage about it that they signed a deal where they're gonna come back and they're gonna make a movie, and it's gonna be like basically like the 8th season to kind of tie everything up. Because the way it ended, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for the next season. It's like, how the fuck do you end it there? So then I watched that Richard Ailes one.
That was good. I watched that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I like Russell Crowe, and it's like I wanted to watch it, so I thought it was pretty interesting. And so I finally finished that, and then it's like I kept teetering back and forth between rewatching Dexter or rewatching The Newsroom because I really love The Newsroom.
I know, I want to rewatch The Newsroom too.
So it's like I've been wanting to get back in it because I rewatched Breaking Bad not that long ago and pounded through that. Miranda was like, "How did you finish all 6 seasons that quick?" I was like,
well, "So good."
Yeah, it's like once you start watching it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I've been jumping around. I'll see something, I'll be like, "Nah, I'll give this a shot," and then of course I like it. Then I'm like, "All right." Or that's like with the Narcos thing. It's like I like it, but it's just so much reading, and like I said, at night. So it's like I'll go to watch, and I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna try this out." So I started watching something else, and
I found this one show. It was like Sons of Anarchy, but it was in like some other country. I don't know where it was at exactly. But the problem was it probably was a really good show. I mean, it was a good show because I watched like 7 episodes before I just said fuck it. But the overdubbing was so bad, like nothing ever lined up. Like none of the words.
Oh,
and that's all I could focus on while watching the show. Like that's it. I was like, fucking nigga, like we showing some girls great looking boobs. And all I'm like, is God, the overdubbing is terrible.
That reminded me. I watched Netflix. They got it just came out the other week. Who Killed Sarah? And like the premise
is that good? I literally started 1 episode and didn't get 2 minutes into it for whatever reason.
I liked it. I watched it. I thought it was pretty good, but it's a Spanish show, and so with Netflix, like it comes over in English, and so there's a lot of times where it's like the word, the mouths don't mesh up, and it took me a while to get past that. But it'd be funny because every time I'd finally be past it, then all of a sudden they'd be like, go to call, like say something about their dad, and it'd be like, my puppy. It just cracked me up, and I'm like, oh, there's the lips again. It's all fucked up.
It's all fucked up. Oh gosh. I'm waiting for like the good movies like Top Gun. Fuck, I'm so like, oh, get here.
Oh, I watched Godzilla and Kong. Were we on after that came out?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Because
that
I told you I can't get for whatever reason I can't get into those movies.
See,
I know you said you liked it.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for it to come out. I was pumped. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know. Oh, hey, here's a random question.
Okay.
So Kim and I were on our coronavirus drive today to get out of the house.
Okay, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, so because like right now we're in prison.
Yeah.
Until the 14th or 14th, I think 14th or 15th. So we're in prison right now. So like we like to just get out and drive around. Obviously, because then we're not giving other people quarantine or corona. But so we got in this huge battle, and I just need to know what someone else thinks. So, Cameron, can you hear me? All right, she can't hear me. So, am I wrong here? Where I think like for like the Marines, right?
Okay.
Women should have to like do all the same stuff as men and shave their head just like the men to get in. Instead of having different levels for guys and girls, like it should be just one level for everybody. Either you can do it or you can't. And you should have to shave your head because that's the one I'm really pissed off about.
The shaving the head thing, I think, whatever. But it used to be.
No, that's how you bring unity. We're all bald together.
Yeah, but I don't even think
if you got hair, you're an outlying enemy.
But I don't even think they got to shave their heads anymore. For one.
Oh,
but the physical thing, I agree with you. But that's why they changed it not that long ago, because women weren't doing it, weren't being able to complete it. And then they just actually reduced it again because they were still having trouble completing it.
Yeah, I just don't.
So I kind of agree. The hair thing, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, the physical part, yes, I agree with you.
The hair thing's the thing I'm really stuck on, Kevin.
I think you watched G.I. Jane one too many times.
I did. That's why I used G.I. Jane as my example to Kim because she's never seen it. And I'm like, they treated her different, Kim. She had her own sleeping quarters. And then she got booted because they thought she was a lesbo. But then she came back and
she was a mad lesbo.
She was like going crazy. She fought her way back. She came in, she cut her own hair. She's like, I'm sleeping with you guys, bitches. Don't look at my titties. and then she became the leader of the gang. So it's like G.I. Jane proves that it's possible.
That's funny. But I mean, it's Hollywood for you. But it's funny you say that because I was sitting there and I was telling Miranda that it was on Facebook somewhere. I saw, was it Facebook? Facebook, Twitter, I don't know. It was social media. But someone had this thing where they shared it where it was like one of those like me, and it has what it says and then somebody else, whatever. So it's like it was a girl who posted it, and the meme was like her, whatever it was. I can't remember who it was, but it was being a girl saying it. Something about like how they should pay female athletes should be paid more. Then it's like guy says, and it's like, well, they don't bring in the as much money as we don't get paid. That's why they don't get paid as much. And then it's like her, it's like, I can't believe, or she's like, that's the definition of sexism. And I'm like sitting there and I'm telling Miranda, it's like I understand to a point, like the argument, but I was like, on the other hand, it's a fact. Like,
no, it's not an argument.
All sports get, well, I know, but it's like, I understand why they want to make that argument. I'm not saying it's right at all, but I'm just like, it's a fact. That's why they don't make as much, because they don't bring in the money. I was like, is that really sexism? And Miranda's kind of like looking at me, and I'm just like,
it's not.
Serious.
It's called it's called you're getting what your value is in the market that there is for you, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but I'm just saying that's what they're saying. I'm just like looking at Miranda, and I'm like, but it's a fact that they don't bring in as much money. I was like, if you're losing money, I was like, how can you expect to be paid like the best superstar in WNBA? Like, how could you expect to be making more than 70 grand? I mean, if you want to make like LeBron makes 40, so say you want to make 20, and it's like you'd be making more than the league brings in an entire year. So how are you gonna be able to play? And like I'm just like going through this in my head, and she just stared at me like she never did answer me. But I'm just like, it makes no sense. And it's like now you got people like the WNBA. One of the teams I was reading on ESPN earlier because I was cooking out on the grill, so I'm like reading ESPN and whatever. And the head coach of the Minnesota Lynx, I think it is, for the WNBA, and like one of their star players is joining some group where they're trying to get the NCAA to crack down and figure out a way so that transgenders can play in female sports. And I'm like,
Oh gosh,
why would you want to do that? I was like, for one, I was like, maybe they're thinking, hey, if we get guys playing, maybe they'll sit there and we'll make more money. But other than that, it's like you're gonna like lose your sport. Like that's why they have them separated, because you guys can't compete with the guys. Most of them can't. There's a couple that might, be a good outlier, but for the majority of this thing, like girls can't. Well, hopefully no one watches this.
Kevin. Say it, Kevin.
Girls can't compete with guys.
Oh, we're gonna get canceled, motherfucker. I wonder what was going to be the day. This day
we didn't get canceled after the whole white privilege thing. I think we're good.
That was pretty good too.
But yeah, it's just like it makes no sense to me because it's like, they keep talking about that damn Megan Rapinoe, the bull dyke on the U.S. soccer team, women's soccer team, and she's going on, and even Biden, has her at the thing. He's like, yeah, equal pay, and it's like, hey, dum. We understand you don't know what the fuck you're doing up there, but it's like, you want to know why you can't do that? Because there wouldn't be any female leagues. It's like, and that's the thing, like the women's soccer team still got that lawsuit going, trying to get their equal pay. Whenever that first started and they filed, ESPN had a thing of all the contracts between the guys and the girls. The girls have a better contract. But the problem that makes the difference where they get paid less than the guys is they wanted a percent. They wanted the percent like the guys did, because there's a percent for whatever, which is basically tickets, merchandise, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That stuff. So they wanted the same thing, and they offered them a flat rate. This is how much we'll pay you to make it equal. And they're like, no, we want it to be like the guys, blah, blah, blah. And I think they actually got a higher percent than the guys do. And then they're like, we don't get paid the same. This ain't right. It's like no one goes to girls' soccer games except for one time every 4 years. World Cup, or two times every 2 years, because you got one for the World Cup and one for the Olympics. Yeah. And it's like, that's the only time anyone goes to girls' soccer games. It's like, everyone knows the U.S. guys team sucks. I mean, they could lose to a high school team. I mean, for Christ's sake, the girls' soccer team lost to a high school team 5-0, and they complain. It's like, you guys couldn't beat a guys' high school soccer team, because it's like, you can't even use the argument where it's like they were taking it easy on them, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to take it easy on them, for one, you still have to win. But if you lose by like a goal. Don't lose 5-0 to a bunch of high school kids, because you can't. There's no arguing there where it's like you can't be like, oh, you're taking it easy on them. It was 5-0 in soccer, which 5-0 is like a very rarity thing that happened, for one. But it's just like I just don't get it. And it's like I said, so their contract is better than the guys, but obviously it didn't work out where they don't get more money. It's like no one goes. And it's like, but they keep complaining. And it's like, even Draymond Green, I can't stand the guy, but I don't know if you saw where he's getting a lot of crap, because he came out and he's like, he's tired of hearing the girls complain. And he's like, get out there and do better marketing to try to bring money in. And then, of course, they were pissed and saying how like he doesn't know what he's talking about, and that Megan Rapinoe came out and she's like, he just showed his whole ass. And I was like, that makes no sense whatsoever. But it's like he's telling the truth. Yeah, it's like, but you can't say that, because I love, like, someone was passing around a comparison where it's like LeBron makes 40 mil a year, and like the top star of WNBA is like 85-90 grand, and they're like, this is the pay gap. It's like, well, NBA arenas sell out, and they have like TV deals worth, millions, hundreds of millions, and it's like, you guys bring in like 10 fans a game. It's like no one knows who you are and you're complaining. It's like they got to put WNBA star afterwards, where LeBron James, you just put LeBron James.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, buddy, I'm on the same page as you here.
But it's even like if Halle Berry would say something, it'd be like Halle Berry says this, and WNBA star says this, and it's like everyone knows who she is, and no one still knows who you are. But it's like it's crazy because you can't talk about stuff like that because people get all butthurt and pissy.
Yeah, Kevin, because we live in like a super sensitive world now.
And you have people pushing it on the news. Like, seriously, like the whole, I just couldn't understand, like, when Biden had the soccer players there. I was like, that makes no sense. Like, if you would have had, like, nurses or doctors and there's, like, a pay gap there, it's like, I can understand that. But it's like, you're bringing in sports people, and it's like, that makes, it just, I don't know. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
But the media pushes it, and everyone's like, why aren't they getting paid the same? Just like the whole, did you read the thing I sent you about the voter stuff?
The what?
I
got it. I didn't read it yet.
Okay, because I was wondering if you're still on that side or if you understand it where you're like, yeah, it makes sense.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
That's terrible.
But that's funny because they move it out of Atlanta because they're like, oh, the voter laws, they're racist and Jim Crow, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, do you guys even remember what Jim Crow was? So you guys are retarded, for one. But then they move it to Colorado, which is like 90% white. So you're taking all the money from, black business in Atlanta that you wanted, that you're so, pro on helping. So you take out $100 million from those, you put it into a 90% white area that's got just as strict voting laws as Atlanta. So I was like, that makes no sense whatsoever. And it's like they don't know what they're doing. And it's like they keep pushing this thing, and it's like, but of course they leave out stuff. So they only put certain things, like the way they say it. So it's like their big thing is like, oh, well, Biden, he sits there and he's like, you can't vote past 5. He's like, people are getting off of work at 5. Well, if you look at it and you actually read like that segment about it, it's for early voting, where you could go in and vote, or early voting in person. And they have it where it's supposed to be like more of a regulated hours, so 9 to 5. But you can make it. But hold on, but you can make it 9 to 7. And this is early voting. So during the presidential election, majority of the counties in Georgia close their early voting at 4 o'clock. So for majority of the counties, you're going to get an extra hour. But they don't tell you that. They just tell you it stops at 5, and they keep complaining. They're like, people are getting off work. It's like, it's early voting. It's not like,
well, people are still getting off work, so you're still making it difficult for people to early vote.
I understand. But like I'm saying, they're extending it in an hour, for one thing. For at least 5 o'clock is, the earliest you can do it. Because like I said, other counties have different times. So they're trying to make it more state, where it's same throughout the state, instead of like, half of these counties are at 4, some of these counties are at 5, some of these counties are at 7. It's like you have to go at 9 o'clock and you can go till 5, or 5 is the earliest you can close it, or till 7 o'clock. So it's like it's more regulated. So it makes sense, because I mean that's how it is in most states, and that's the thing that cracks me up. Most states already got laws like these, but they're like they're changing it to make it more, like I said, regulated. So it's like everything's the same in the state instead of everything being their own whatever. But it's like, when half the state was done at 4 o'clock and now you're just trying to make it like 5 o'clock's this horrible thing. It's like a lot of places got extended time. It's like the argument makes no sense.
Or what? Wouldn't it just make more? Here's an idea, Kevin. Wouldn't it make more sense to just one of two things? Either make voting day like a holiday where it's like everything shut down but voting, or make all elections on like a Saturday.
Saturdays, I really don't think you would have a better turnout because it's Saturday, and
But
who wants to waste
nobody's
their
got to
time
go
at
to
a?
work. I think people would go vote every couple of years, Kevin, on a Saturday.
I don't know. I don't know why it's on Tuesdays. There's a reason. I have no idea
It's not a
what that
good one.
reason. Well, I mean, it's
Besides
been that
this,
way forever.
yeah,
So
because they wanted to take votes away from the people, Kevin.
that makes no sense either. I mean, that's the same. That's the
Kevin,
narrative that everyone tries to push to try to get
it's
their
the
point.
clearest thing I've ever said to you in my entire life.
No, it's not because it's been Tuesday forever. For like I said, for whatever reason.
Yeah, because they've always wanted to take vote away from the little man, Kevin.
Not really.
It's just Big Brother just handling us down.
Whatever. All right, see you then. Listen here. Tuesdays have worked forever for
no, they
reason.
haven't worked, Kevin. They
just
haven't.
had a. Yes, they have.
No, because you got to take time off work. It's not convenient.
A lot of places give you let you if you have to leave during work. A lot of places give you that time so you can go.
They don't pay you. You just don't get in trouble.
Hey, you get to go.
Okay, man. That's the most. Wouldn't it be so much simpler just to make it on a Saturday or just make that day like a national holiday?
See, the holiday thing I think would be fine, but I mean they're not going
to. We got Columbus Day, who by the way wasn't even the first guy to find the place. But
well, most places don't celebrate Columbus Day anymore. They like to do stupid stuff like Indigenous People Day or whatever.
Oh, speaking of Indigenous People Day, so I went on this deep dive because I like to go on those cop watch deep dives. Kevin, here's one day. Here's what I want to do, Kevin. Hold on, I gotta ask Kim something. Hey, Kim. Okay. My wife's so sexy. She's like giving me the best birthday ever, by the way. She got me a gadget that I've really wanted for a while. And I can't wait till it gets here and I can learn how to use it. It's gonna be amazing. But what was I saying, Kevin?
I have no idea.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
So you're on a deep dive of something and you want to do.
So I go on these deep dives, these cop watch thing, right?
Okay.
Hey, honey. Are you crying? Oh, God. Is this the wrong time to ask for a water?
Is that what you called me in here for? You had to ask me a question.
I did. We make out yet? We're on quarantine for making out because I'm not allowed to, supposed to be in contact for 14 days after her last.
Just wear a mask. They save lives, Matt. Come on now. If you got
how crazy is that? By the way, Texas. Wait, what was I saying first?
Some deep dive about cops.
Oh yeah, deep dive into police. Because I love those cop watches. I want to do one. I want to take my phone because I have the little gimbal and everything, and just go and see if a cop comes up to me and asks for my ID. It's like, well, I don't answer questions. I'll put it on my YouTube page. You ever see those cop watch? Oh God, Kevin, you got a YouTube cop watch tonight. That is your homework tonight, Kevin. Tonight. But what was I saying? Anyway, so this fucking guy, right? This like hunting and wildlife guy. He gets pulled over on native land by the native police. And because he's on what he thought was an access road, but it's clearly on their property, right? And they're like, they tow his truck and they're arresting him. And he's like, I think you guys are violating my constitutional rights. And the guy's like, pretty much like in the nicest way, he was like, what I heard was, so he said, sir, you're on Indian land. Like your constitution doesn't like apply here, basically, right?
Yeah.
But what I heard was like, listen here, white fuck. You're in no man's land, motherfucker. You got no rights. That's exactly what I heard, and it was hilarious. Oh, gosh. It's a good day today, Kevin. It's a good day. Yeah. Kim got me a Stream Deck. Trevor got me some Magic the Gathering cards so I can beat him. I'm pretty sure I got some ice cream cake out there. I can't wait. Oh, my wife got me a water. You're the best wife ever. Are you still watching Double Buzzards? Yeah. Let's go. You think would you rather have a golden buzzer or a golden shower? Me too. That's good. I'm glad you answered that way. You said golden shower. We might have some conversations. Don't forget, we got to rub each other down. So you got to rub me down. Are you going to bed? Oh yeah, she's been up since 6:30. I gotta go eat dinner soon.
I thought you said you had to eat dinner.
I had the steak, the sides I didn't get done because I had to hook my computer back up.
Oh.
So I gotta eat my mashed potatoes and my gravy and my cake, Kevin. It's an ice cream cake, and I'm pretty sure it's from Callstone.
Not bad, not bad.
And it's WrestleMania weekend, Kevin.
Yeah, that was one thing. I saw that they said the first fight match to kick off night one is going to be Drew McIntyre against Bobby Lashley. What's going on with WWE where the first fight is the heavyweight title fight?
It's WWE is terrible right now. Like the way they tell stories and the way they book stuff is terrible. And AEW, even AEW is having a rough go right now too. It's kind of like it's a bad time in wrestling. Because
I was planning on trying to watch as much of it as I can, and because I saw that's the first fight, and then night one Sasha Banks title fight is going to be the main event.
I'm hoping
I'm fine with, but I'm just like I just don't understand the heavyweight title being the first fight.
I'm hoping that Becky Lynch returns. I'm looking for a big surprise this weekend.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I'm jacked. I'm like, well, I was going to buy myself this AEW belt. I wasn't sure what Kim was getting me. And so that was those were the top two things on my list was the Stream Deck and the belt.
Yeah.
I just want to walk around the house, dropping promos on Kim and Trevor with my championship belt. So, Father's Day, fingers crossed.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm a handful. Kim was telling me that today. She's like, you're just a handful, man.
That's funny. What were you starting to say about Texas?
Oh, they are filling baseball stadiums.
Well, what's funny about that is, I don't know if you heard on McAfee, because I was wondering, because it's like, they suck. Texas does, but they're selling out. Well, I guess opening day, they sold out, and by the fourth inning, they were booing them because they're so bad.
Hey, it's all right. They got people there, buddy.
I know, and that was the funny, I don't know if you saw, but Fauci was on something. I don't know. He's on everything all the time now. And they were asking, they're like, well, the numbers in Texas are going down. He's like, I know. He's like, I can't figure it out. He's like, it makes no sense. And it's like, because they're not doing anything you said, it doesn't make any sense. That's the one guy, I think Biden screwed everything up since he's taken over, but that was the worst thing that he could have done was leave him there. He should have put somebody else as the doctor to come out and do the talking, because it's as soon as he leaves him in there, and his first thing he makes he talks about basically how with Trump, there were certain things he wasn't allowed to say or do, or he couldn't tell certain things, and it's well, that doesn't look good on you. I don't understand. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't like Trump, so of course they're gonna be yeah, but it's so were you lying to us this entire time? You're a doctor, you're not supposed to lie. That's part of your oath, and it's he screwed up with Trump right off the bat when the whole, you don't have to wear a mask. And then all of a sudden it's oh, well, you have to wear a mask. I just said that because of this. And it's but you're still not telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so you get all that. And then it's he kept going on, Trump's big thing was that, the one drug, hydroxychloroquine or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Fauci be like, oh no, there ain't no proven facts, blah, blah. Well, a week after Biden's president, he comes out and he's like, oh yeah, you could use that drug. It's an okay drug to use for this. It's like, you've just been saying for the last 4 months that it's not a good drug. So it's like, now you're going on, about that. And then he's like 2 masks and 3 masks and how it makes sense. And it's like, but does it really? Really? Does that make sense? And it's just like, I just think that was one of like, he's had a lot of bad decisions, and that was one of them, leaving him there. Like, that's like the time where you should have like cut bait and went somewhere else.
Yeah, the mask thing is just annoying at this point.
Yeah, and it's like ever since freaking DeWine sat there and said how whatever the whatever the thing was gonna be, the numbers, whatever the infected 50 per 100,000, whatever that whole thing was. When he said, once it gets to that, the 50 for every 100,000, like the orders would be rescinded. Well, our numbers have went up ever since he said that. I think like the following week it went down a couple points, and it's just been going up ever since. It's like, you just need to cut bait. You just need to do what Texas and Florida did and just be like, we're taking them all away. You know what's out there. You know what you should do or you could do, whatever. Yeah. And then go from there. But it's like
be a responsible adult.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
But of course they won't do that. And it's just like, I think everyone's so tired of it. And it's just like it's so bad. Like California, it's so bad that people are so tired of it that they're trying to get whatever they're doing to Newsom to try to get him out of office.
Yeah. Recall.
Yeah, there we go. Recall. You know, they're trying to do that. And it's like, that's a Democrat state that's just like a completely retarded state. So for them to actually want to recall him, like, you must have screwed up somewhere, because it's like not supposed to happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, him and his Aunt Nancy are both morons. I need to think all that leadership needs to go. McConnell, the whole lot of them. Start fresh.
Yeah, but it's never going to happen. It'd be nice. I agree with you. There's a lot of people who need to go, but that's why, like, whenever you hear of a senator or someone in the House say how there should be term limits, it's just like, well, that means you would lose your job. But it's like, I completely agree. It's like they need to, because you have people that are in there for so long, and it's like they might have been good at one point, but now they're just horrible. But they're
only focused on getting reelected.
Yeah, and it's just like, but no one learns. Like, that's the thing. It's like, even without term limits, like, you can see how bad certain people are, and it's just like, I understand you want to vote on your line, but it's like, there's primaries. You can vote for a different Republican or Democrat to take their spot.
Yep, I agree.
But they're like, no, Nancy Pelosi's done all these great things. Like, she brought that perm back when she wasn't allowed to get her hair cut. And it's just like, dude, come on. It's like, there's like DeWine, I voted for him, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, I don't know if I can vote for him when he runs for re-election. But I just saw like the first guy to throw his hat in the thing, like, he has no political experience at all, and I'm like,
let it roll. Maybe he'll be a superstar, though.
Maybe, but I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe I'll throw my hat in there.
Hey, might as well. I mean, hey, anything could happen. Trump won. So, I mean,
Matt Pierce for governor. Oh, Kim, you could be the first lady of Ohio.
Move to Columbus.
Oh, yeah. Move to Columbus. Probably get some Buckeye games in.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think I'm going to go eat some cake and ice cream and mashed potatoes. Kevin Tenney.
Okay, I was like, you talking to me or Kim?
Both of you. Look at that. That's how skilled I am. Tell everybody I said hello.
All right. Well, hey, did you get Winnie's message?
Yeah, I did. It was adorable.
She cracks me up because I sat there and I was like, hey, you want to send Matt a message? And she's like, she was watching something. So she's like in her own world when she's doing something she wants to do. She's like, why? I was like, it's his birthday. She's like, oh, it's his birthday? She's like, yeah, I'll send him a message. And I'm like, okay. And then it's just like, happy birthday, love you, bye. And I was like, that's all you're gonna do? Like, I'm like sitting there like, you could say a little bit more. And then she's like, how you doing? Okay, love you, bye.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm just shaking my head, and then Uriah comes running over, and he's making noises. I was like, buddy, if you would talk, I was like, I would let you send a message. So he just wanted to look at my phone after that, and I'm just
That's
like,
hilarious. Yeah, those are always hilarious when she sends those because she's just like quick to the point. Love you, bye.
yeah. And it's like sometimes, a lot of times she's like that, but there's those times where it's like she just like rambles on, and I'm like, you're not even making any sense. Like, what are you talking about?
She's just living her best life, Kevin. Living her best life.
Yeah, she is.
I got a zero gravity chair. I'm about to go sit in and eat some ice cream. Well, first I'm gonna have some mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese and gravy in a bowl and mix them all
Okay.
together.
That
And
works.
then I'm gonna eat some ice cream cake. Oh god, it's gonna be so good. Well, we're probably gonna be up your way on the 21st weekend if you guys are around one of those days.
I think that's the weekend Miranda's going that way.
Is it?
I think so.
I thought.
Okay,
Oh no, that's problematic.
Yeah, because that's the week before the draft. Which
Oh no,
that was what I wanted to bring up to you real quick before you go eat your potatoes.
What's
and
that?
everything. They kept saying how you got to download the app so you can like the draft experience or whatever it is that they're doing at the stadium.
Yeah.
You had to download the app so you can like reserve a time.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot. When I finally did it, like Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday. I finally did it. Freaking I went on the first round Thursday night. Every time slot is booked. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
And that's when you want to be there.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I'm still planning on going. That's just for the whatever, the thing at the stadium. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, but still, it's just like it sucks that I'm not gonna be able to like go in and do that. And I told Miranda that. She's like, well, what about the other days? And I was like, I don't know if I want to go back up there any of the other days.
You know what you should do, Kevin?
What?
First off, did you heard Goodell said he's planning on full stadiums, right? This fall.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this? Little road trip to a little place called Lambeau.
I would like to. I don't know if Miranda would be all about me going to Green Bay for a weekend. But I would
Why?
definitely be. I'd ask her. It would suck
Well,
that
yeah.
I'd have to go because I know which game you'd want to go to. Obviously, the Browns.
Yeah, of
game.
course.
So that would suck because I'd rather go and see a chance of a team winning. But
Are you kidding me? This Cleveland Browns team this year, what they've added on defense. Oh God, Kevin.
no,
They're gonna be like a
you're
4.
forgetting. You're forgetting.
They're gonna
the
play a
key
4-2-5 defense, and with the tools they've gotten, plus what they're probably gonna draft well because Andrew Berry did good last time.
factor. You're forgetting the key factor. That's your black kryptonite.
What?
Odell Beckham.
No, I think he's a team guy or he'll be gone. Like, I don't think he's a problem. He maybe tears another Achilles. Someone pushes him down a set of stairs. I
I'm
don't
about
know.
to say that's the only way you're gonna not have that situation.
Then Hollywood Higgins comes in. I'm okay with trading. I don't think we need Odell. I think our wide receiving core is deep enough with guys like Higgins.
Oh, I agree with you. I think signing Higgins was a good move. I think the 1 year was kind of stupid, but
Yeah, but I think a lot of players actually prefer that. They were saying because with like this year, basically the cap hit fairly, level.
I understand. But even if he would have left, he's not going to get a big deal. So I mean, you could sign a halfway decent deal if you want to stay in Cleveland for that. You really want to stay there. Like you're not bringing in. He's not going to go somewhere and make like a $10 million a year contract.
No, I'm just glad he's around because the guy catches balls.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should either road trip. We got to go to a game this year, no matter what. But Lambeau. Either way, I think I'm going to Lambeau. We still need to maybe go up to Pittsburgh for that game, but I'm going to games this year.
I want to, as long as they're selling, and that's the thing. Because I mean, yeah, he says he wants full stadium. He expects full stadiums, but it all still depends on whatever the state guidelines are.
Yeah, but I think he's tied into enough people to feel confident about saying that.
Yeah, but I mean, if it wasn't for California, New York, I'd be like, yes.
Okay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be like, I don't know if all stadiums, but I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot. I mean, definitely Texas.
Yeah,
They're
Texas
definitely going to be in Florida.
Love it. All right, I'm gonna go eat food and sit in
All
my
right.
zero gravity chair and just lean back and look at the moon
All
like
right.
this. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Take it easy. Happy birthday.
Thanks, buddy.